There is a deliberate, systematic hate, discrimination against Ndi Igbo worldwide. It's happening anywhere you find yourself. Look around you, you will see it, you will feel it. In fact, this hate is not only local, but it's also international. As far back as the Biafran War, you can see what happened during the war. Even now, in Lagos, lots of Igbo properties are being destroyed as we speak. I am telling you authoritatively, they carry their bulldozers, they mark the lands, and they declare it destroyed. Many Igbo sons and daughters who spent billions of naira building estates, building their houses with their last money, with their last sweat, have come back from their work and seen their houses demolished. I am still yet to see any Yoruba man come out to say that his property was demolished by the government in Lagos. They even come out to say, if you are not a Yoruba, do not come out to vote. The evidences are there. During the last election, we watched as Igbos were disenfranchised from carrying out their civic duties in Lagos State. Thousands of voters' cards were found on the streets of Lagos, scattered in dustbins and in pits. And those voters' cards, actually, when the investigation was carried out, it was seen that they belonged to mostly Ndi Igbo living in Lagos. Let me tell you, the Igbo nation has been under attack for decades. It is not because of the aggressiveness of the Ndi Igbo or because of the bad character of Ndi Igbo, as they will tell you. It is because of the perceived jealousy and superiority of the Igbo race. Superiority is about race, and the foreigners, the white men, the imperialists, they know that there are some races who are more ingenious than others, naturally. That is why the Europeans don't like the Russians. It's because the Russian race is a race that is more equipped scientifically, more equipped physically, and more equipped naturally to maneuver the terrains of life. So the average European does not like the Russian, not because of what the Russians did against them, but who the Russians are naturally. Listen to me. I'm driving somewhere. The Russians, as you are aware, played a major role in this war, the Second World War. Without the Russians, that war would have seen the whole Europe being destroyed by Hitler himself. But the Russians played a very strong role in bringing the war to an end. But yet, it is these same Russians who are the enemy of Europe. I'm driving somewhere. The Igbos played a very major role in the achievement of Nigeria's democracy. In fact, without the Igbos' input in this struggle, Nigeria may have just been still in the hands of the Europeans by now. Because as you are aware, the Igbos are very bold, very intelligent and learned. Someone like Azikiwe and other great men as a then that stood up and opened the eyes of the Yorubas and Hausas and called them and said, you people should come, let us go and fight for independence. The Britain never wanted to grant Nigeria independence as a then. But the Igbo pressed and told the Hausa and the Yoruba, we need to keep pushing. We need this independence for ourselves, because the Yoruba man did not know what to do with his independence. The Hausa man did not know what to do with his freedom. Normally, they are okay. But the Igbo man did not want that. He wanted a free Africa, just like what was happening in other African countries at that particular time. But you know what happened? The Britain got angry with Ndi Igbo because they felt that the Ndi Igbo was fighting against their interests. And that was how the enmity with Ndi Igbo began. Because of the ingenuity, because of the intelligence, because of the smartness and the ability to unite a nation, Ndi Igbo had the ability to unite Nigeria. That was what the Britain was afraid of. And that was why the British finally developed deep hatred, coupled with the British-Igbo wars that happened during the colonial period. The they concluded that this is their enemy and this Nigerian contraption will never fall into their hands. And that was why they did what they did during the Biafra War. They did not care about human lives. The British does not care about human lives. They don't care about any life at all. I talk more of the Igbo life. That is why I look at Nigerians and say, do you think the British care for you? The Yoruba man, the Hausa man, the Fulani man, do you think the British care about you? The British care about only one thing: conquest and destruction of lands. They are used to it. It is in their DNA. When they enter a land, they divide that land, they collect whatever they want, and they keep that land destroyed for years. It is the duty of the people in that land to say no. And when you rise up and say no, they divide again and pit you an enmity with your neighbor. If not, are Africans supposed to quarrel amongst themselves? Are Africans, blacks, normally supposed to have hate among themselves? But instead, you see the Fulani, you see the Yoruba, go and stand with the Britain against your fellow black man. So what I'm saying is that the hatred of the Igbo did not start today. It will not end today. Look at the Jews and what Hitler did to them. The Jews were a threat to Europe, not because of they have taken a human life, but because of their excellence. Check it now. Even now, the Americans do not actually like the Jews 100%. But because of their interests have aligned for decades, that is why they seem to agree on certain things. And it's as if their enemies too are the same. And of course, once you have the same enemies, two of you become friends. And the Jews also have managed to go deep into the fabrics of American politics, economy, finance, and social life. So the Jews and Americans, of course, have aligned. So as an Igbo man, do not be surprised when you are passing through this tribulation. Do not be surprised, because that shows that you are great. You are great. They don't hate you because of what you did. They hate you because of you are just Igbo. That is just it. Being Igbo is a crime to some people. That tribe X them. That tribe hurts them. They don't want to hear about it. They want it extinct. And now they are wondering, how come we have killed and killed during the Biafra War, but these people are still plenty? That is because we are from the tribe of Israel. We are from the tribe of Israel. You cannot finish them off. You can't. They multiply. They said our land is small, that we are a dot nation. We are small in nature. Look at the land we occupy. But we are still more than the people that occupy lands, major lands. The Igbos do not have much land, but we are more than the land we even have. The hatred of Igbo did not start today. Anywhere you go around the world as an Igbo man, just know that the British is having sleepless nights. The British are having sleepless nights over Igbo. Nnamdi Kanu is suffering today because the British betrayed him and brought him to the slaughter and handed him over to Nigeria. Simon Ekpa too, passing through the same thing because the British is pressuring the Finland that they should make sure that they arrest this man and try him. It is the British who is doing all these things for Nigeria. Nigeria is like the baby of the British. And when I say Nigeria, a Nigeria without Igbo. Because they don't want to see Igbo. Because the Igbo sinned against them when the Igbo gathered Nigeria together to fight for that independence. That is just it. So what do we do? As a nation, we bide our time. We have patience. We take it day by day. And we stand united. Because one thing the Jews have is their unity. You will never see a Jew look down on another Jew or talk bad about another Jew. You will not see it. It is only in Igbo land you will see A group of people that call themselves politicians or leaders, once they get position, they turn against their people. They start sabotaging, betraying their people. When something bad is happening about their people, they cannot talk. Most of them have a defeated mindset, inferiority complex, and shame. No, they catch them. They can sell their father and mother for money. I don't blame them. Most of them are blood, money, ritualists, and people who have even done ogwego for politics. What do you expect? Is it you or me they will not sell? These are the people who are dragging in the Igbo to the mud. They are the people who, they are the ones who are making our unity almost difficult. So when they see people like me talking, people like Nnamdi Kanu talking, they get angry. Because Igbo does not want to have a rallying voice. They don't want us to have a rallying voice, a voice that will speak and everybody will gather. No. Those olden days, our fathers, when they want to give speech, they will come out to the sound of the Ogene. The sound of the Ogene, town crier. For those of you who don't know, they call it town crier. Once that sound is being hit, you all know that it's time for a town hall meeting. Right now, in the present Igbo land, if you sound Ogene to hold any unity meeting, you are a threat to Igbo land. An Igbo land that is known for speaking the truth has now become a land that is afraid of the truth. And a typical Igbo man now does not want to hear the truth again. Our leaders do not want to hear the truth again. And that is not what we are known for. Igbo people are known for truth. This is who we are. We can't go on like this. We can't keep on like this. Now, Nnamdi Kanu is passing through this trial. He is no longer being held by the Fulani now. He is being held by the Yoruba. Let me tell you. The Yoruba people are the #1 betrayers of Nigeria. They are the #1 betrayers of Igbo. I say this not with prejudice, but I say this not because there may not be good Yorubas out there who definitely I must give their credit, but I'm talking generally as a Yoruba nation. Majority of them are very crafty, and like Nigeria, whenever it favors them, they are okay with it. Whenever it doesn't favor them, they start finding ways to manipulate it until they get what they want, and they don't care throwing Igbo under the bus. So Igbo, arise and know thyself. The injustice betted upon Igbo for decades, one day will surely, just like the Jews, we have to emancipate. We have to keep up the struggle. We have to keep being strong. We have to keep believing, uniting. How did the Jews achieve their country? It's not by going to war. It's not by fighting. It's by sense and unity. If the Igbo nation can come together in sense and unite in purpose, they will get Biafra. We will not get Biafra when we keep all these betrayers, too much of saboteurs. Any small thing that the Igbo man creates and that Igbo man wants to destroy it. Faction. It's not up to 2 years. It's not up to a year and a half. Ekpa was arrested. His organization seems to even be, balkanized and destroyed by people. Everybody looking for position. That is the problem of Igbo. Nobody wants to wait, have patience, or bow to somebody. The same thing, Nnamdi Kanu too has been in cell. His organization too is passing through challenges. This one says he's spokesman. This one says he's a spokesman. This one says this. This one says that. Quarrel. Ekpa people are quarreling Kanu's people. Kanu's people are quarreling Ekpa people. Is that how you get the Biafra? No, I'm talking. I don't want to talk about it, but I must say it because these are the things that can hinder the goal of Igbo. People are free to have their organization, but definitely all must align for a purpose. Simon Ekpa has BRG. Nnamdi Kanu has IPOB. There is no issue in having your own different movement. But the problem is the quarreling going on between these groups. This one has divided into how many factions? Is that how it's done? Dragging position here and there. Why? Is that how you get your Biafra? There is no harm in having 2 or 3 or 4 multiple groups that are indigenous to Igbo. But all these groups must have a particular goal. Fighting for Biafra. You don't need to quarrel yourselves to achieve that goal. The Israelites, before they got independence, they had lots of groups. They had Igun. They had many of them. All these groups were different, yes. They were the ones who were militant in form. They were the ones who were more diplomatic in form. They were the ones who were moderate, 3 or 4 or 5. They had to come together, finally, to fight for the independence of Israel. If they were quarreling themselves before that time, how would they have united together? How? Igbo, arise. Freedom comes from unity. And unity is when you will get freedom. Let's unite. Let's stop the quarrel. Stop cursing. Stop insulting yourself. Stop using bad names. Nnamdi Kanu is the leader. Simon Ekpa is a follower of Nnamdi Kanu. If you see it this way, you will not quarrel amongst yourselves. Let us unite and press for what we want.